Comfort is quietly killing ambition in one of the world's richest countries. A generation is choosing ease over effort, jobs with no growth, rooms that never leave the building, relationships that never deepen. Japan's easy life trend is tearing at work ethic, family, and national power. It rewires the brain to prefer low effort. It shrinks skills and resilience. It empties futures. This isn't just a cultural oddity. It's a blueprint for social and economic decline. Watch, because this affects everyone eyeing comfort as a safe route. You'll learn how comfort corrodes drive, the warning signs to spot now, and 3 rapid changes you can use to stay strong. Stay with me. These are small shifts that stop a life from going soft. The easy life trap: comfort on autopilot. When you stop practicing a skill, the brain's wiring weakens. It is brutal and silent. Neural pathways that once fired easily begin to thin through disuse. This is a verified aspect of neuroplasticity. Use it or lose it is not a motto, it's biology. Comfort hands off choice after choice to devices and routines, and the brain obliges by pruning what it no longer needs. Autopilot behavior rewires priorities. Habits that remove friction: GPS navigation, food delivery, one-click shopping, autopay, trade repeated effort for instantaneous convenience. Over time, the mental routines that managed planning, spatial reasoning, budgeting, and cooking atrophy. Research has linked heavy GPS reliance with reduced engagement of spatial memory systems. Learned helplessness is the psychological mirror. Repeated reliance on external systems makes people less likely to try when those systems fail. The result is a narrower skill set and a fragile confidence that cracks under stress. Comfort corrodes physical resilience, too. A largely sedentary life decreases endurance and basic mobility, making common physical challenges feel insurmountable. Routines that eliminate problem-solving in work, rigid scripts, automated workflows, or over-reliance on templates erode judgment and adaptability. Pilots who lean on automation must deliberately practice manual flying to keep skills sharp. The same principle applies to everyone. When machines or services solve every small problem, humans stop learning how to solve big ones. Breaking the autopilot requires intentional friction. Choose routes without GPS. Cook a meal from scratch twice a week. Turn off autopay for one bill and manage it manually. Schedule tasks that require improvisation and error recovery. Practice micro-challenges that stress a specific skill until the neural pathway thickens again. These are small acts with outsized payoff. They rebuild competence, restore agency, and inoculate you against the brittleness that comfort breeds. Invisible system: convenience steals your identity. You are being rebuilt, one swipe at a time. Comfort rewires what you think is yours. Algorithms collect tiny choices: what you watch, what you skip, what you buy, and stitch them into a version of you that serves convenience, not truth. Companies feed you curated options so decisions vanish. Autoplay cues push continuous viewing without asking whether you wanted more. Grocery apps reorder your staples with a single tap. The habit becomes invisible. Biometric logins and saved passwords remove the need to remember. Face unlock and one-tap purchases feel liberating. They also remove practice. Skills atrophy when a machine does the remembering for you. Your memory gets outsourced. Your attention does too. Services optimize for ease, not identity. Recommendation engines favor sameness because sameness keeps engagement high. You see more of what algorithms predict you will tolerate, and less of what might challenge you. Little by little, preferences narrow. Social signals replace inner judgment. Likes and follower counts become shorthand for who you are. When a metric stands in for meaning, self-definition shrinks. Convenience creates dependency loops. Smart homes learn your schedule and adjust the thermostat before you notice a need. Navigation apps take over route choices, turning spontaneous detours into rare events. Predictive text finishes your thoughts. These conveniences remove friction and, with it, the chance to exercise judgment. People lose practice making small decisions. Small decisions train larger ones. Without that training, confidence drains away. There are concrete examples everywhere. Ride-hailing algorithms match riders to drivers based on profit-maximizing patterns, influencing where people choose to go. Streaming platforms push new releases by design, reshaping cultural tastes. Autocorrect alters spelling and sometimes vocabulary, Repeated corrections teach you new habits. These are not abstract threats. They alter daily routines and the signals you send to others about who you are. The result is an identity negotiated by interfaces. You begin to present what platforms expect. Profiles become personas crafted by recommendation loops. Authenticity fades under the pressure of optimized convenience. That loss shows up as a quiet panic when a service is down, or the surprising helplessness when a familiar app changes its rules. People feel betrayed. They feel less sure of themselves. This invisible system is subtle because it disguises itself as help. It promises time saved. It delivers uniformity. Resistance starts with awareness. Turn off conveniences sometimes. Make a conscious choice to cook, navigate, or decide without algorithmic shortcuts. Small acts of deliberate friction rebuild muscles that convenience has dulled. The cost of comfort is not just efficiency. It is the slow erasure of the self that practiced decision-making created. Add friction now, non-negotiable microhabits. Comfort corrodes willpower. Research on decision fatigue shows that when choices are smoothed out, self-control drains faster and slips become automatic. You feel lighter at first. Then smaller compromises stack into a life of passive surrender. That slow surrender looks harmless until you notice days lost to scrolling, nights surrendered to takeout, mornings that never start. Make resistance obvious. Put your phone in another room before bed. Charge it on a counter, not on the nightstand. Turn off non-essential alerts. Remove one-tap access to shopping sites by logging out and deleting saved cards. These are tiny structural choices that force a pause. A paused impulse can be questioned. An impulsive click cannot. Create microhabits that are ironclad. Require movement before consumption. Stand, take 3 breaths, and touch a window before opening an app. Keep the TV remote in a drawer that needs a key or in a different room. Store snacks in heavy, opaque containers on a high shelf so retrieval takes effort. Add the step of writing a short sentence about why you want to buy something before allowing the checkout page to load. These act like behavioral speed bumps. They break autopilot. Make them non-negotiable by using environmental locks and commitments. Use built-in screen time limits and set app downtimes. Place physical obstacles. Unplug cables, remove batteries, or store controllers in a closet, so temptation requires deliberate effort. Tell one honest person you'll let them reset a password if you break the rule. Accountability converts whims into obligations. Anticipate justification attacks. You will invent exceptions. That's human. Counter by shrinking the exception window. If your rule is no social apps before real work, require a completion check. 3 lines of work written, 1 call completed, or a 10-minute focus timer ended. Reward only after the barrier is cleared. This trains the mind to expect friction before comfort. Scale slowly, not by willpower, but by design. Start with 1 microhabit and cement it until it becomes the new baseline. Then add another. Replace smooth access to comforts with deliberate steps. Over time, the friction stops feeling cruel. It just feels normal. You regain control. You stop being softened by ease. Collapse-proof rituals. Japanese micro-resistance. Comfort corrodes from the inside out. Small conveniences quietly trim your tolerance for effort until one day you panic at the idea of physical discomfort. Japan fights that drift with tiny, disciplined rituals that deliberately add friction to daily life. They work like inoculation, small exposures, repeated often, that harden habit and character. A morning of calisthenics over a loudspeaker is ordinary there. Radio Taiso, simple, communal exercises, forces movement before work or class. It is not glamorous. It is effective. Sitting in Seiza for brief periods trains posture and patience. Eating with Hara Hachibiyu, stopping when you feel 80% full, keeps appetite and demand in check. These are micro-resistances that, day after day, preserve bodily resilience and shrink the gap between comfort and collapse. Cultural practices amplify the effect. Madanai, the ethic against waste, turns repair into a moral act. Kintsugi, repairing pottery with gold, makes visible the lesson. Breakage can strengthen identity. Bento culture disciplines portions and planning. Packing your own lunch makes you responsible for fuel and timing. Furoshiki cloths replace disposable bags, teaching care and adaptability. None of these are heroic in isolation. Together, they create a lattice of small obligations that make reliance on convenience costly and therefore rare. Schools and workplaces add collective muscle. Students clean their own classrooms instead of hiring custodians. That simple chore creates ownership, humility, and a tolerance for mundane labor. The shokunin ethos, craftsman dedication, demands relentless attention to detail, even in repetition. Social structures like senpai, kohai pressure people to meet standards through accountability, not soft indulgence. Airing futons outside and hand-washing dishes remain everyday chores that keep people physically engaged with their environments. Practical adoption is straightforward and immediate. Choose one small resistance and keep it daily. Walk or take stairs. Pack a bento twice a week. Repair a favorite item rather than replacing it. Try a short cold rinse after showering or a brief siza session for posture, cautiously at first. Start radio taiso style stretches before work. Each tiny ritual is a deposit. Over time, you'll notice steadier nerves. Less panic when routines break. More resourcefulness when systems fail. This is not national mysticism. It is habit engineering. Micro-resistance teaches you to shoulder minor discomforts so you won't crumble under major ones. Adopt the rituals that fit your life. Do them without drama. The effect is cumulative, quiet, and fierce. Comfort is killing ambition. A soft life quietly erodes grit. We summarize the truth. Comfort lowers stress tolerance. It reduces problem solving. It trains your brain to expect ease, not effort. Technology and safety nets magnify the effect. In Japan, decades of convenience, shrinking communities, and social withdrawal have spurred isolation and stagnation. Real people become less resilient. Real economies slow down. Real futures shrink. This isn't moralizing. It's urgent. If you've ever picked comfort over challenge, you've felt the cheap relief and the long-term hollow. You're not broken. You're human, and you can change it. Start with small, brutal habits. Choose daily discomfort that builds strength. Reclaim purpose through effort. Learn one hard skill. Speak to someone in real life. Move your body the way nature intended. If this hit you hard, share it. Comment with one uncomfortable thing you'll do tomorrow. Subscribe for more honest breaks from the easy life. Next video will show simple, science-backed steps to rebuild resilience, daily rituals, mindset shifts, and interviews with people who escaped the trap. Don't let comfort steal your future. Choose hard. Choose growth. Choose life.